tried and convicted over the stabbing deaths of his father, Rob Reiner, and mother, Michelle. Here's CBS's Adam Yamaguchi.
The DA is clearly going after maximum charges here. The death penalty is a possibility. They haven't ruled it out yet, but it is on the table. One conviction on the first-degree murder charge carries a maximum sentence of life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. But this being a special circumstance, 2 murders, that elevates the maximum charges to the death penalty.
Police in Providence, Rhode Island have released new video footage of the man they are seeking in connection with the Brown University attack. CBS's Samantha Cheney is there.
The video is still blurry and you can't really see any identifying features, but this is the best look we've gotten so far of the person of interest who police say neighborhood cameras caught walking near Brown University's campus Saturday from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon until just after 4 p.m. when that shooting happened inside of the school, killing 2 students and injuring 9 others.
On Capitol Hill, 4 rebel GOP lawmakers have signed on to a Democrat measure that would renew Obamacare subsidies for another 3 years. Here's CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
What you essentially have is a group of moderate Republicans revolting against the Speaker of the House for not allowing them originally an amendment to extend these Obamacare tax subsidies that are set to expire in just a few weeks from now.
TrumpAccounts.gov. That's where parents can learn more about those Trump investment accounts for kids. Here's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
Starting on July 4th, our nation's 250th anniversary, parents, family members, employers, and friends will be able to contribute up to $5,000 to each Trump account each year.
Warner Brothers turns hostile to a hostile takeover attempt. CBS's Jim Ursula has that.
Warner Brothers is telling shareholders to reject a takeover bid from Paramount Skydance, saying that a bid from Netflix will be better for them. Paramount Skydance, the owner of CBS News, says it's sticking with its hostile bid offering of $30 a share. Netflix is offering $27.75 a share.
Amid the uproar over the eye-watering prices being charged for next year's Soccer World Cup, this pronouncement from New York City's Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani.
I am going to appoint a World Cup star.
The Democratic Socialist and ardent soccer fan says he will use his platform to shame FIFA into lowering prices. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wait till you hear how high the wind gusts were in the mountains. That story's coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Renton, a lane is closed due to a mudslide on State Route 169 south of I-405. Remember, 167 is closed between Auburn and Kent. That's due to water and other destruction from the floods. Travel times are otherwise looking pretty good. Everett to Seattle, 32 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 54. Renton to Bellevue, 23. Lake bridges have not quite cleared out. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. High winds are whipping through parts of western Washington. In fact, I just got off the phone with Kayla Mazurkowitz at the National Weather Service in Seattle, and she tells me in the mountains.
Snoqualmie Pass, we had a wind speed of 82 miles an hour, and then in the Alpental ski area, we had a speed of 112 miles per hour.
Yes, a gust of 112 miles per hour. That's why there's a blizzard warning in the mountains until noon. There's a high wind warning on the coast and north of Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is in Snohomish County. Luke, some power outages there.
Yeah, Snohomish PUD reporting 41,000 customers are still without power across the county. Where I am here in Lake Stevens, driving here, I saw debris and limbs all over Highway 9 and on neighborhood roads. Thousands, like Eric and his family, are still in the dark.
We watched it go out at 2-something. We saw the flashes in the sky, and it's been out ever since.
No word on when power might be restored throughout the county. Live in Lake Stevens, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Yeah, throughout the region, 184,000 power customers still without power right now. The winds are expected to die down throughout the day. We are still seeing heavy rain, and there's moderate flooding on many western Washington rivers. Live to KIRO News Radio's James Lynch in the town of Pacific, where the White River prompted evacuations yesterday. Conditions today, James?
Heather,
Progress. That is the word of the day here in Pacific. After a lot of hard work over the past 24 hours, the breach in the levee on the White River has been plugged. And today work continues to reinforce the levee to try to make sure this doesn't happen again. Here's Pacific Mayor Vic Cave.
Cross your fingers, pray to whoever you pray to, and keep us in your heart that the weather doesn't kick our butt again.
Now, floodwaters also heavily damaged 3rd Avenue near Butte Road. The surface is crumbling and will need to be repaired. No estimate on when that road might reopen. Live in Pacific, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The record flooding our state has seen over the past couple of weeks has wreaked havoc on our roadways and freeways, including Highway 2, which is closed between Skykomish and Leavenworth. WashDOT's Julie Meredith.
We have no estimated time to open that, and it could take months.
Henry Sladek owns the Cascadia Inn in Skykomish.
We are completely empty, and we have been for the last week.
But for now, he says he's keeping the inn's restaurant open so locals can find a hot meal. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the mid-40s, so a bit cooler than yesterday. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know why I'm here. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. I'm all by myself. That's right. That means I think they wanted me to work today. No Ursula, no chef. But don't worry, I got my main man, Paul. Paul, good morning.
Good morning,
And
G.
I got Nick. Nick, I need you back spicy
I'm
again
here,
today,
man. Yeah, I'll be back.
Can you back spicy? As you all know, I'll have Luke Ducey. He's going to join us here in a second. We're going to talk about the power outages and the flooding and all that kind of good stuff. But before I do, I always like to ask a question to kind of get me and you ready for the show. Text in 888-973-5476 with this response. The older I get, the more I realize blank was a lie. Let me say it again. The older I get, the more I realize blank was a lie. So I'm going to be talking about that here in about 10 minutes. Please send in your responses. I want to give a huge shout out to my good friend Karina, who listens to the show. It's my buddy Chris's wife that she's always listened to the show every day. Thank you, Karina, for listening to the show. Means the world. All right, let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Bathfitter Northwest. It has been a busy night for Puget Sound Energy Cruise. Shout out to PSE Cruise. I know y'all out there doing the Lord's work right now because 300,000 homes and businesses are in the dark this morning across Western Washington. As a matter of fact, I pulled out this morning. I realized my block down in Pierce County, down in Tacoma, my block had power. And I'm like, man, I don't understand. Why is it so dark? I leave off my block. Everybody else, the power was gone, and that made me finally realize, I think our power lines are underground. So our very own Luke Ducey started his day in Concrete and is now in Lake Stevens, where many are still in the dark. Luke, what have you been seeing this morning, my boy?
A lot. I've been seeing a lot, G. But let me start off by saying, so you live in one of those neighborhoods, because I'm just the opposite in West Seattle. So when my power goes out, and then like my neighbors across the street, they seem to have power, and the ones across the other street, they have power too.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it finally dawned on me. I'm like, they put them power lines underground. Okay, life is good right now. That's what happens when you're in them HOAs. But Luke, what you saying, man?
Yeah, so here, shout out to PSC and PUD here. Snohomish PUD is reporting 41,000 customers across Snohomish County, where I am in Lake Stevens, one of the hardest hits area. I'm at a gas station where the trying to get gas from drive. The pumps don't work because the power was out at one point, but I did come across one neighborhood, went door knocking. I was wondering if the power was out driving through this one neighborhood in Lake Stevens, and then I noticed, it was kind of sad, all these dozens and dozens of Christmas decorations, the kind that inflate and kind of, stand upright on the lawns. Those all need power to stay that way. That's how the air gets up into them, and they were all deflated in this sad kind of mush on the ground. They're out of power. I knocked on the door. I met met a family, Eric and his family, and he kind of described what happened and when it happened. Listen to this.
We woke up around 2:20 to extremely high winds in the morning, so we opened the window and looked out, and we watched it go out at 2-something. We saw the flashes in the sky, and it's been out ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, probably Transformers, but saw those flashes in the sky, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not where I started the morning. Driving here, I will say, on Highway 9 in Snohomish County and neighborhood roads, there is plenty of debris and limbs and stuff all over the roads. But you know where I started this morning was way up in Skagit County at Concrete, because the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration was reporting that we were going to see major flood levels again on the Skagit River. And what happens in Concrete then translates into 18 hours later, which would be tomorrow, happen down in Mount Vernon and those areas. Good news, if there is good news in this storm, we're finally coming out of it, is that we are not going to hit major flood level on the Skagit River. And that means that places like Cedar-Woolley, Burlington, Mount Vernon, looks like they're going to be spared from any ongoing flooding in the next couple of days. So there is a little bit of a silver lining in there, but I know that people here without power, they probably don't want to hear that, because it's tough getting day to day stuff done when the power's out.
All my life I've always found out, you hear from the weatherman, you hear from the people on the ground, the news reporters out there, the Luke Duceys of the world that are out there, and they always send you to the airport when it's busy and crazy. They send you to the storms. They always send Luke Ducey. You go and see all this stuff. So I want to, you know what? This is probably unorthodox, and I apologize, but that's just how I am.
No,
I got a couple questions. Number one, how do you yourself deal with some of the things that you see, like right now, knowing it's the holidays, knowing people are without power, going to see all these floods and things? How do you deal with that? How do you cope?
Yeah, I'll answer that a couple different ways. Number one, I think I was just born. I've got to see for myself. So being a journalist and reporter is perfect for me. So in other words, when I drove down from Skagit County down to where I am here in Snohomish, I took Highway 9 because I didn't want to go I-5. I knew what that was going to look like, but I wanted to see if there's any damage along the highway, any trees down, any limbs. I wanted to see it for myself. I don't know, man. Whatever it is, I got to see it. I got to know. And, so that's one answer. Number two is, I think I said this on another show the other day too. I got to tell you, especially when it comes to flooding and really situations where people are having the worst times in their lives, experiencing the worst, there is a guilt. I mean, there is a guilt when you're a reporter on a scene and you're talking with these people, you meet them, you get to know them in that short period of time, and you're talking about what they're going through, and you get to know more about them as well, because you're there with them for long periods of time sometimes, and then you get to go home. I get to go home to my home in West Seattle, and I got to leave them behind, and they're still dealing with it. There is some guilt just about every time you cover one of these stories.
Luke Ducey, you're great at what you do. We're grateful that you took the time to help all of us know what's going on, and prayers out for all the people that's been impacted. Thank you, Luke Ducey.
Yeah, stay safe, everyone. Thank you, G.
All right. Before I move on to the next piece of news, because sometimes I feel a certain type of way that we have these top stories and we just move on. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, because right now we are 8 days away before Christmas. Right. And I want to pause just here for a second, because for a lot of people right now, this season isn't just lights and laughter. Some folks are really stressed out. You all know the news that we've been hearing, the devastation, the people that are really impacted by this, having to evacuate their homes, the floods, now some of the power outages. And so I just want to say this part, because some people are sitting in the dark, like literally and figuratively, and this is a real impact. The holiday season, I think we can all agree, in some shape or form can be stressful enough, even when it's great weather outside. So the truth is, we don't say enough that you don't have to save the world to make a difference, but you can tell people that you are truly thinking of them. And this holiday season, for those that can, great. If you can't, I understand. But if you all can help maybe one person, one family, or even a cause, if it's $2, $5, $10, something that you can do, someone would be able to be really appreciative of that. And I wanted to just really start right there before I moved on to the next bit of news. And speaking of news, I want to talk about Highway 2. That announcement was made yesterday, and maybe you missed it, but there was big news for drivers and communities across Washington. Highway 2 over Stevens Pass is going to be shut down for months, not days, but months, because of the historic flooding and landslides that have essentially just ripped that road apart, that right there between Skycomish and Leavenworth. Now, this isn't just a small detour. This is what we're calling, this is a major artery linking Western Washington with the mountains, towns, ski resorts, local businesses and things. And hearing Governor Ferguson yesterday put it bluntly by just saying, the crews can't even estimate the reopening date yet, and that this is just going to be a long haul that starts now. So one thing we know about how Mother Nature can do, Mother Nature can really truly have an impact on the infrastructure that's out there. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I'll move on to people moving from Seattle. Paul, I was trying to look for that news right there, but I got something right here. Here we go. People are moving to Seattle. Now, I know that there used to be a time where people would say, Seattle's dying. People are leaving. But check this out. Truth is, Seattle's still one of the top big cities in America for drawing new residents, despite the rising living costs, which, by the way, I got to tell you, if I'm a youngster, this time in my life, if I'm in my 20s and I had to choose any place in the United States to live, it ain't Seattle. and wait a minute, it's not Seattle because, the cost of living is crazy. Nick, Paul, ain't no way I would move here. But before I get your opinion on this, let me get to the facts of what's going on. What's happening right now is they're saying this, despite the pandemic swings, the latest data that shows how people are choosing to move here more than other big metros. The share of locals who recently moved from another state or abroad is actually higher than before the pandemic. You mean to tell me that y'all ain't looked at the news in 2025? And again, this isn't a knock on Seattle in the way that some might. Like, oh, man, you got to watch out for 12th and Jackson and 3rd and Pine and all. No. This is purely financial, Paul. That tells you something about this place. Mm-hmm. What's that? Jobs still matter. And Seattle got them here. They got that tech, they got that healthcare, and they got them startups. Plus, I'd argue that maybe the Nicks and Pauls of the world, they stay here for the lifestyle, the scenery, the culture. Be real. People still want in. Now, I love that I got some youngsters. I'm going to go to you, Paul, before I go to Nick. Paul, why do you stay here?
That's a good question. I think it's I've become established here. I got my first full-time job here. I think if I wasn't employed, if I wasn't a full-time employee, that would probably be the difference maker for me. Because before I moved here, I moved here, won an ultimatum for my then girlfriend, now wife, who was like, "Hey, we're done with this long distance thing. Okay, you're either coming out here or we're going on our separate ways." So like, okay, let me figure that out, and it's worked out. But yeah, this was from the Seattle Times and the U.S. Census Bureau. The Seattle is the third highest for share of residents who lived in another state or country 12 months earlier, trailing only Boston and D.C. And I think like you mentioned, I think there's still so much that draws you to Seattle for young people. Yeah, you got the lifestyles, you got the nature, you got for some maybe the politics and the policies here are a little bit more enticing to young people. Yeah, but that cost of living is always going to be that biggest intimidating factor. But G, I grew up with people that had their eyes set on moving to New York City or moving to San Francisco. These big, hey, I'm going to the big city. Maybe that's kind of the mentality you have to adopt. If you're going to go to a Seattle, you got to be ready to say, hey, it's going to be expensive. I need to get in the door. And at least some of the good news is if you can get in the door at a place, even just an entry, a start job, the starting pay here is a lot higher than if you're going to go to Columbus, you're going to go to, Raleigh or something like that.
So based on personality, for me, like if you're listening, like, well, gee, if you were in your 20s today, what city, what place would you move to? Oh, this is easy. I'm moving to Las Vegas. And the reason why I'm moving to Las Vegas is because, I could do anything. I could be, you know what I mean? I could be valet service. I could be a concierge. I could work at the hotel. I could work at the casino. But there's so many jobs in Las Vegas. And by the way, I did live in Las Vegas in my 20s for a little bit.
That sounds dangerous.
And it was a disaster.
There's a lot of opportunities in Vegas. Yeah, sure, you can get jobs and there's security in Vegas because there's lots of hotels. Entertainment is the basis of that economy over there. But I'm going to put away the affordability and the jobs and the economy aside for a second because we've mentioned this before. When you leave Seattle or the Washington area and you go to another area, you start to miss the little things around here because when you come back, you take that big, deep breath of fresh air. It's like no other when you go to the desert or California. You drink the water from tap. It's nothing in comparison when you go to Vegas. It's like watered down milk over there in in those desert areas.
Nick, just before you start. You have an old soul, man. and just, hey, Nick, that's what I love about you, man. This is why your music and your rapped for the year, you're 77 years old.
But you know what? I don't think I'm alone because younger people are starting to understand now that the quality of life aside from the money and the economy is so important because time is also a value aside from money. And where you are is quality.
Well, Nick, let me tell you something. You young kids are smarter than me. You young kids was always smarter than me. Let me tell you, in my 20s, I wasn't giving a damn about the fresh air. I wasn't caring about the greenery and the culture and I wasn't caring about fresh water. Now, at this age, I do. So the fact that you're talking about that, Nick, is just absolutely incredible.
I don't think it's less about age and more about the time we live in as well. I mean, if you look down at California, Oregon, there are many more wildfires that are occurring around the area. But up here, we are insulated to those disasters, which is why a lot of people are coming around here.
888-973-5476. I got to go back to the question that I asked you all at the beginning of the show. Come on now. The older I get, the more I realize blank was a lie. Well, I'll start off. Because we only got about 2 minutes left in this segment. The older I get, the more that I realize that I'll do it tomorrow was a lie. This whole idea, like, you know what? I'm going to get it done tomorrow. Or I'm going to start on Monday. Or I'm going to start after the new year. Lie. It's a lie. Either you start it right now or you start it never. I just got a text message. The older I get, the more I realize that adulting wasn't a phase, that it's a trap. How about you, Paul?
I like Megan in Des Moines' answer here. Parents knew everything. Turns out everyone is just pretending and no one knows what they're doing.
Yo, Megan, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call it. We're disrespectful to our parents. We really acted like parents did not know. Mm-hmm. And now as a parent, and if you all are listening, if you're a parent, isn't that something that when we were younger, and even you that's listening right now, when you were younger, you didn't think your mom and dad or dad, whatever, you didn't think they knew anything. Now you have kids yourself and you know what they're thinking and you like say to yourself, well, I cannot believe these kids think I'm dumb. Let's see. Kids are understanding the raw deal we got. That's right. When we were convicted, there we go. Convinced how great it was to move far away from home. Yes, that's a lie too. Okay. Even though I'm by myself today, I'm really not. I got to tell you, I love the format of this show today. I love having Paul here.
It's like the barbershop right now.
Yeah, baby. I love having Nick today. We're going to have a great show today. Hey, coming up at 9:47, what Americans think about giving cash as holiday gifts. We talk about that. But up next, question. Do you like them paper straws? For real, do you? Well, Charlie Harger is coming in because he just did a commentary on straws. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
else are on their feet.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December.
You know, championship football.
It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Retirement used to feel like something way off in the distance, and suddenly it's not. And like so many of you, I want to make sure the money I've spent a lifetime saving will actually last. That's why I work with Trajan Wealth. Ursula Reutin here. My husband and I recently sat down with Marty, and she took the time to understand our goals, our financial situation, and what we want the next chapter to look like. And because Trajan Wealth advisors are fiduciaries, they're required to put your interests first. The plan she came up with isn't shaped by commissions or products. It's shaped around our lives. Trajan is veteran-owned, and they specialize in helping people with $500,000 or more in savings build a smart, long-term strategy. So if you're starting to think seriously about your retirement, start with a team I trust. Call Trajan Wealth at 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC-registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during the Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. After days of flooding, Mother Nature whipped up a windstorm. A wind gust at Alpental hit 112 miles per hour. Snoqualmie Pass saw an 82-mile-per-hour gust. There's a blizzard warning in effect for the mountains until noon and a high wind warning in effect on the coast and north of Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is in Snohomish County. Luke, are you seeing evidence of those high winds?
Oh, Heather, tree limbs and small branches on every road I've seen here, from Highway 9 to all the neighborhoods. Snohomish PUD says close to 40,000 customers still don't have power across Snohomish County, including Lake Stevens, where I am. Eric and his family know it could take a while before power is restored.
We know that getting the neighborhoods up is secondary and no anticipation whatsoever.
I mean, good news is here in the Lake Stevens area, right next to the lake, I'm at a gas station where the power went out and the pump stopped working, but that's back on now and they are working. Also, I started my day in Concrete earlier this morning in Skagit County. NOAA now says that the Skagit River, well, it's not going to hit a major flood stage. That's good news. Live in Lake Stevens, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. And throughout the region right now, more than 181,000 customers without power. The wind is expected to die down throughout the day. We still have rain and moderate flooding, though, along several rivers. Families near the Skagit River still a bit on edge, though. This mother tells KIRO 7 TV her family has evacuated and returned, only to be forced out again as the floodwaters rise.
Who knows, honestly, in the long run, if we're even, how much damage is going to be done. After seeing the first round, it's really scary.
She says they've lost nearly everything, including the tools they use to run their small business. Saturated soil led to landslides and evacuation orders in parts of Concrete in Snohomish County. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss says one landslide was prompted Level 2 Get Set evacuation notices for about 30 homes.
And just across town, another slide from last week, just above homes along Erickson Place. You can see a curved out spot in the hillside where the land gave way, taking out some trees. A little more of a risky spot there, which led to those Level 3 notices. 2
small earthquakes shook the area Monday morning, leaving many residents worried and watching those hillsides. Just in, 4 Republicans in the U.S. House have broken with Speaker Mike Johnson. They've signed on to a Democratic-led petition that will force a House vote on extending tax credits that would prevent premiums under the Affordable Care Act from skyrocketing. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
This is significant because it shows that there are some angry moderates, angry at the speaker for not giving them this vote, and concerned about the rising costs of health care in their states and what it could potentially mean for politics at large.
We'll let you know what happens. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 55 points, NASDAQ off 232. KIRO News Radio traffic in Renton, a lane is closed due to a mudslide on State Route 169 south of I-405. And remember, 167 is closed between Auburn and Kent due to flooding. Travel times otherwise looking pretty sweet. Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 37. Renton to Bellevue, 15. And your lake bridges are clear. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy with highs in the mid-40s. It's 44 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Okay. Nick knows I'm by myself, so he needed that good pick-me-up music.
It's that barbershop music.
Hey, coming up in less than 15 minutes, what Americans think about giving cash as holiday gifts. You can give me cash, but we'll talk about that here soon. Our good friend from Seattle's Morning News, Charlie Harger, is all fired up. And what's he fired up about? And by the way, if you know Charlie and you listen to him every morning, I know you're thinking, now, come on, G. Charlie doesn't get fired up like you. Oh, yes, he does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, he does. He is fired up about straws. Are you fired up listening about straws? Well, in today's commentary, he talked about it, and he joins us to discuss. Charlie.
I want to actually start with this. So last week, I'm working on this investigative report. That's coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm in North Seattle doing this, and I stopped by a convenience store, and I'm convinced this place was a front, G. So I go inside this place, and they have like old merchandise in there, and the Coke Zero I got wound up being like barely any syrup inside of it. Okay. And they looked a little surprised. Like the food in there was past its expiration date. The shop owners look a little surprised that it's in there. But anyway, I go and I get my Coke Zero from the soda fountain. Okay. And from the soda fountain, I'm looking all around. I can't find a dang straw. Okay. Because in Seattle, a lot of the rules are you have to ask for a straw. They can't proactively just say, hey, here's a straw thing. Why don't you come take some straws? Okay. So the guy behind the counter goes, would you like a straw, sir? Yes. I have to ask permission to get a dang straw. Okay. And that got me to thinking about how ridiculous the Seattle straw rules are. Because in Seattle, you can't even have a plastic straw. It has to be compostable or the hot garbage of paper straws. Okay, yeah. No one likes a paper straw. It's ridiculous. And so I started getting more and more worked up about this. I'm thinking about it, the tyranny of the straw oppression.
Were you wearing a quarter zip?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
By the way, look, see.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. The listeners want to get a visual.
I know what the listeners want to see.
You're being upset. You're wearing this quarter zip. Yeah. You're in it. Continue.
Got this flat soda. Okay. It's a garbage compostable straw. Yeah. I'm getting really worked up. Yeah. And so I started thinking about Seattle's straw law. Okay. It's been in it. We're like basically the only major city in the United States that has this. By the way. Do you know how much waste the plastic straw makes up in the oceans? You know, we're trying to save the whales. Would you care to guess how much of that waste is straws?
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
Let's just take the Pacific Ocean.
Sure.
20% of the waste in the Pacific Ocean
is straws.
Is straws.
It's straws.
I mean, the way Seattle came with this law, it made it seem like, oh my goodness, desperation.
Not even 1%. In fact, the estimates are is 0.025% of all the waste in the ocean is straws. And here we are in abject misery. Every time we have a beverage, want a Diet Coke? Nope, better. Oh, and people go, well, Charlie, you can just sip it from the cup like humans do. No, I want to have a straw.
All right. So I don't
get to shout like this on my show. Thank you.
I know.
This is a relief.
By the way, people are loving this, Charlie. Okay, so Charlie, go back to this Coke Zero that you went to go get. Yeah. Was it in a can or was it in a cup?
No, from the soda fountain.
From the soda fountain.
In this front store, I think something is up with this store. We need to do an investigation of this as well. Although I mean, the guy's got a BMW outside. Okay. He owns a chain convenience store. Yeah. Something is up at this place. But I digress. Okay. What I'm saying is, I get my Coke Zero. I'm in there. They're looking at me a little surprised. Oh, well, sir, I've got your straw behind the counter here. And I had to ask permission. That's not right. This is America. I live in the suburbs. I don't have to do this. But now I go into Seattle, and all of a sudden it's like this, criminal investigation.
Text in right now, 888-973-5476. Are you on Charlie's side, or are you against Charlie on this topic right here? Charlie, since I got you here and we're talking about straws, let's just take adult beverages.
Yes.
Fair? Yeah. Adult beverages. Should guys drink adult beverages out of a straw? Yes or no?
Caveat here, because I think the tiny swizzle straws.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Heck no. Okay. Now, if you've got I don't know, something with a regular straw, like you're drinking a margarita rocks, something like that.
Yeah.
That is something you would want to have, like a grown-up adult straw. Okay. But not like the coffee stirrer straws. Okay.
Now, there's another thing that's happening in Seattle. I see people bringing their own straw. Is it the metal or the glass straw?
Who are these straw? I know a lot of people who do this, but why? And you cannot tell me you can ever get the inside of that thing clean.
Yeah.
You cannot. I've got a brush for this. How often are you using that brush? You throw it in the dishwasher and you hope for the best.
Well, when people take their phones to the restroom, they wash their phones every time, too. Hey, Isabella just texted Charlie and says, I think you are missing the message on the straws. There are so much we can't do to help the environment that starting with straws and trying to recycle are just things that people can do without too much thought and without too much sacrifice. We have to start somewhere. Your thoughts on that, Charlie?
Isabella, I honor you. I think that is a wonderful gesture. But my take, by the way, you can see the opinion piece on mynorthwest.com is performative. We are just trying to make it look like we are making a difference with something like this. We're all in misery just to say that, well, we're against plastic waste. We don't want microplastics in our bloodstreams.
Yeah.
By the way, the paper and the compostable straws, they have PFAS in them more than the actual plastic straws. PFAS are
what's PFAS?
Those are the forever chemicals that are all bad for you. The chemicals in that are actually worse than in the plastic straws.
Oh, wow.
But Isabella, I honor you.
Yeah.
We can agree to disagree. I think I've heard that somewhere.
Ernie and Kent says, no, not on Charlie's side, and men don't drink from straws, ever.
Ever.
He tripping. Hey, listen.
How you going to drink a milkshake with no straw?
Look, check this out. I can only speak for myself. There's something about straws, plastic straws, that are nostalgic for me. And it makes me feel like I'm a kid again. And I like to chew on my straw. That's just me, though.
What about the McDonald's straw? That is the best straw, right?
The best straw.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. How about the one? What restaurant still got the foldy straw that folds?
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm You know what I'm talking about? That, like 3/4 of the way up, and it kind of folds.
The kids call it a bendy straw. There you go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, listen, man. A lot of people on your side. But more importantly, a lot of people want to see this side of you because, on your show, you're 3/4 zipped.
I have to be.
And you're buttoned up.
Yeah.
Do you have to be? Can you not get... you don't think the people would like a Charlie Harger outrageous?
If I'm shouting the news all morning long, people are going to think I'm a talk show host.
We'll have a tie-dye day one of these days.
Hey, Charlie, tell your family hello. I love your family, man. Ingrid, how you doing, girl? Thanks, Charlie.
On the way. Thanks, G.
All right, coming up next, what Americans think about cash for holiday gifts. We'll talk about that next. Gee Ursula.
When extreme weather hits Western Washington,
a flash flood warning after a critical levee breaks along.
KIRO Newsradio is the first place you turn.
We have team coverage this morning.
Live in Auburn, James Lynch, KIRO Newsradio.
Which communities are hit hardest?
Skagit River again going to flood to major levels.
What it means for your commute.
Northbound 167 underwater.
MyNorthwest.com and KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
What's your holiday tradition? Now, I don't know if it involves paper straws, plastic straws, or no straws, but if you're like me, it involves friends and family sharing an abundant meal to celebrate. This year, that tradition is feeling more out of reach for way too many families who will be unable to gather around the joys of food like their neighbors. If you're looking for a way to contribute to holiday meals at homes in your community, you can support Nourish Everyone at your local Safeway. The Nourish Everyone program provides grocery cards to the people who are the most impacted in communities throughout Washington. The cards are distributed through food pantries, schools, community centers, and more. These grocery cards not only provide easy access to nutritious food, but also the dignity to shop just like you and me and choose special foods for special occasions. So make a donation next time you're Safeway. It will take all of us working together to make sure everyone is welcome at the table for the holidays. Go to nourishingneighbors.com and find out how you can help. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at homecomfortalliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit homecomfortalliance.com. That's homecomfortalliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Brent Wilcox and his daughter Hartley talk about holiday
in the farm to celebrate the holidays.
Yay! It's always a good time.
Papa and Grandma are doing the turkey and all the fixins.
Sounds good.
Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andy will likely do the sweet potatoes and pies.
Nice. Can you bring me home some of those omega-3 eggs?
Why? What are you making?
Doodles.
Doodles?
Yeah, snickerdoodles, Dad. Come on, they're my favorite.
I should have known. I'll bring the eggs home tonight.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
Anytime, Hartley.
Look for Wilcox Organic, Omega-3, and hard-boiled eggs at fine grocery stores near you, including Metropolitan Markets, Whole Foods, PCC Natural Markets, Fred Meyer, and Safeway. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Remember to pick up Wilcox hard-boiled eggs for a healthy snack on the go or a tasty addition to any meal. Available at Costco and your neighborhood grocery store.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, talked about how there's going to be a decision about Vegas and Seattle coming up in 2026. We'll share that sound with you next at 10 o'clock. But right now, we do need to talk. It's the final rush of the holiday season. We are now just 8 days away from Christmas. Before I continue, you still got more shopping to do. Is there a level of stress that you have? I'll speak for myself. Yes. As you and myself, as we might be running out of time or ideas to think for yourself, let's just do maybe cash for Christmas, because according to a new AP NORC poll, 6 in 10 Americans say cash or gift cards play a role in this, because the poll found about 2/3 of Americans under the age of 45 say that cash is very acceptable. Holiday gift compared with 55% of adults aged 45 or older. So my question right now to you is this. Are you cool? And by the way, I really need to know this, so please text in and get your response. Are you cool with cash or gift cards for the holidays? Now, listen, full transparency, y'all. I'm not good at gift giving. And what I mean by that is I'm not being serious. Like, some of you are exceptional at gift giving. You know how to get the right gift for someone, something that maybe you said on June 13th of this year, and maybe your significant other or maybe your coworker, somebody heard you say something about, oh my goodness, I like this, and they, boom, got it for you, got it wrapped, and had it waiting for you for Christmas. I'm not one of them. And so the people like me, and if you're like me, can we just go in a category and just know that if we do give you cash, it's not because we love you less, we're just not good gift givers. Now, Paul, you got that look on your face. Are you okay with cash or gift cards for the holidays?
100%. And I actually leaned on the gift card this year for gifts, and not in a way that I would say was like I'm not thinking as much. I think you can use gift cards or cash to help people with experiences. And with the age of my family, outside of my nieces, my nieces and my nephew, they're the youngsters, but all my family are older than me. I'm the youngest of my brothers, and so I was like, what can I do this year to help? They don't need more stuff. So my brother finally got to take a trip to see his friends last year, earlier this year for a wedding. He doesn't get to do all the travel, so I got him a gift card to Southwest Airlines so he can to help. To go for his next. Whoa. And I told him, I was like, hey, this doesn't mean you have to come to Seattle. This is for you to take a trip or help you on a trip.
Okay. Hold on. I just heard something. Paul, you just said something that I've never in my life thought of. Giving someone a gift card to an airline. I've never thought about that. That is absolutely genius to do.
Yeah, and my sister-in-law, she's a working mom. She's got a lot. So what does she like to do? I'm working on it. It's a weird gift card system, but I'm going to help her get into an appointment where she can go get her lashes done. So I was kind of looking for, how can I help people get, do experiences that they maybe aren't the time or the money is a little bit. How can I help them do some of these things that they want to do instead of, let me get you a gift card to Best Buy so you can go buy a Blu-ray or something like that. So I think they're great. I mean, and for me personally, give me the gifts, give me the cash, give me the gift card. Well, no question. Happy to have
I'm with G. I never heard of, the idea of a more sophisticated gift card like Alaska Airlines. But for me personally, I think that determines with age. There's a certain point in time where you're young and you're trying to build your foundation. I think it's appropriate where you get cash or gift cards. But like in Ursula's point of view, she cares more about the thought and, and what goes into it, not monetarily. So if you give older people a card, with nothing in it, just good writing, that's good for them. Young people, I think it's appropriate.
Well,
you got to give the card. If you're giving cash or a gift card, nice card is a must.
The thing is interesting, right? Like every single day on KIRO News Radio, on the news, on social media, we're hearing about layoffs. We're hearing about the unemployment rate rising. We're always hearing about like how you can save, and we're hearing about how prices are growing up at the grocery stores, and we talk about gas prices. I would say of all the years, 2025, Cash is king. Now, cash has always been king, but it's king and queen and jack of spades, all of that, all in one. So, again, for all the amazing, by the way, it sounded like Paul's a great gift giver. I just thought about that. But for all of you all that are thinking about cash, it's great. Now, our good buddy Mike in Portland just sent us a text, and I got to ask you, if you guys hear this text, Mike in Portland, man, my heart goes out to you. Mike in Portland says, my wife got $5,100 from her parents for Christmas, and I got a $15 gift card. Do you think they're trying to send me a message? Yes, Mike. Mike, yes, they are. Now, here's the thing, Mike. I'd have to see that for myself. I'd actually have to see that your wife's parents, and then Mike, now don't get me wrong, I believe you, but I'd have to see it for myself to really comment on it. And if they really did send their daughter $5,100 and really sent you a $15 gift card. Now, listen, bro, Mike, forget what they sent, your wife. If they really sent you a $15 gift card, either one or both don't like you, Mike. There's no way. In 2025, if you send your son-in-law a $15 gift card, you're basically saying, matter of fact, I'd rather you give me no gift card than a $15 gift card, Mike.
Either they don't care about his gift or this dude is well off and they know it.
All right. Hey, we got more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up next. Make sure you go refill your coffee or your water. Hey, by the way, we're having fun this next few hours. The job market right now. Yes, you guys, we've talked about the unemployment rate that is rising, but right now, guess what people in their 40s are doing to combat that? Next, Gee and Ursula.
Our Santa Loves a Smart Top event is here. Treat yourself to the best present of all, a hot tub from Olympic. Save up to $4,800 on your new tub with an amazing smart top for free. Ends Christmas Eve. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do, because they'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, Nunn Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Celebrate the season with Seattle's own Kenny G at Dimitro's Jazz Alley. 4 nights of holiday hits and jazz classics, plus a special New Year's Eve celebration on December 31st. Get tickets now at jazzalley.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Vicki Barker in a Los Angeles courtroom a few minutes ago.
Does counsel join in the waiver?
I join, Your Honor.
The court finds that the defendant has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy arraignment, and that his counsel joins in that waiver.
Nick Reiner has made his first appearance since the stabbing deaths of his parents, Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner.
We are set for January 7th for an arraignment. That's the next court date.
Reiner's lawyer, Alan Jackson, the 32-year-old, faces 2 charges of first-degree murder. Just when House Republicans were getting confident about a health care proposal that does not renew Obamacare subsidies for some 22 million Americans, 4 GOP members have signed on to a rebel Democrat-led measure, a so-called discharge petition. Here's CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
They were not given an amendment vote, so they essentially said, hey, if you're not going to give us this, then we're going to side with the Democrats on this. Now, just to take a step back, this discharge petition that we are talking about was introduced by Hakeem Jeffries. He is the leader of the Democrats in the House minority leader.
TrumpAccounts.gov. That's where parents can learn more about those Trump investment accounts for kids. Here's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
Trump accounts embody the elegant alchemy of the golden age. They turn compound growth into American greatness. And they share that greatness evenly across every cohort of newborn citizens.
Each kid's account will be seeded with $1,000 from the government, $250 from billionaires Michael and Susan Dell. After President Trump calls for a blockade of sanctions-busting oil tankers heading in or out of Venezuelan ports.
There's a lot we don't know about this plan, when it's going to be implemented, how many oil tankers might be involved. But he says it won't be lifted until, quote, our oil, land, and any other assets are returned to the United States, making it clear this is more than just about drug trafficking.
CBS's Charlie D'Agata. As the mercury goes down, energy costs are heading up.
The average U.S. household is projected to spend $1,000 to heat homes this winter, up nearly 10% from last year. Georgia Public Service Commissioner Tricia Pridemore says people should check their utility provider website.
There's a lot of flat billing options available. There's a lot of cost savings and energy efficiency items available on those websites.
With utility costs rising, the Trump administration has sharply cut funding for a program that helps low-income residents pay for heat.
CBS's Jim Krasula. Tonight's Powerball jackpot has surged to $1.25 billion, making the cash value just over $572 million. This is CBS News.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Well, first the floods and now the winds, the latest on that windstorm that cruised through the region overnight. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near State Route 512. You're backed up slightly onto 512 right now. In Renton, a lane is closed due to a mudslide on State Route 169 south of I-405. And State Route 167 is closed between Auburn and Kent because of flood damage. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. First the floods and now the winds. A powerful storm whipped through western Washington overnight. A blizzard warning is in effect for the Cascade and Olympic Mountains until noon today. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is checking out conditions in Snohomish County, and he joins us live. Luke?
Yep, Heather, I'm in Lake Stevens, where those high winds early this morning scattered tree limbs and small branches all over the roads here, from Highway 9 to the neighborhood roads. Snohomish PUD says close to 40,000 customers still don't have power, but I will say in the last hour that number has gone down. It's really about 39,000 right now. Also, good news up north. I started my day out in Concrete in Skagit County. NOAA now predicts the Skagit River will not hit a major flood stage again this week. Live in Lake Stevens, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Utility crews are working to get the lights back on, but Puget Sound Energy's Andrew Padula tells KIRO 7 TV sometimes it's challenging just getting to downed lines.
Our crews are dealing with a lot of downed trees. All that saturated ground has made it very easy for those trees to topple, and that is making it difficult for some of these access points for our crews to even get into.
No records expected, but moderate flooding continues along many western Washington rivers. The levees that leaked along the White River this week have been repaired, and they do appear to be holding. More from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch in the town of Pacific.
By the truckload, crews brought in huge sandbags known as HESCOs to replace those that were washed away by the flood and plug the breach. With that work now complete, and as the water recedes, a new problem is revealed. Here's Pacific Mayor Vic Kay.
3rd Avenue next to the HESCOs, that's the road that's pretty much completely destroyed. The asphalt's coming apart and chunks are popping up.
Repairs on 3rd Ave aren't expected to be complete until sometime next year. In Pacific, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Roads and freeways throughout the region have sustained flood damage. WashDOT says it may be months before Highway 2 can reopen between Skykomish and Leavenworth. Leavenworth Mayor Carl Flory hopes visitors will still come to town by going through Blewett Pass.
I do know that there's a lot of people who love being here, that it's part of their tradition to be here.
Leavenworth, which is decked out in holiday lights right now, had to cancel Christmastown festivities last weekend due to power outages and storm damage. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy with highs in the mid-40s. It's 44 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. The boy is by himself, solo. Not really by myself, but Ursula's out today. Chef is out today. I'm assuming they will be back tomorrow. But my main man, Paul, is here to produce. And, of course, Nick, he's solid out there as our board operation engineer. But, hey, we're going to have a good time today. Coming up at 10:47, we will be time for scenarios. And at 10:30, we're going to be talking about the big Thursday night football game that is happening and how there's something for the first time that is happening in this game between the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. We'll tell you about what that is next at 10:30. Now, before we get to what's new at 10, I always like to start the hour off with a question. Be honest. Are you more motivated by fear of failure or hope of winning? Let me ask again. Are you more motivated by fear of failure or hope of winning? 888-973-5476. Paul, you want to answer that question?
I want to say hope of winning, but I think I am a fearful of failure type of person. Legacy is kind of important for me. It's something I think about a lot.
Okay. Nick, fear of failure or hope of winning? What are you motivated most by?
I'm more motivated by the hope of winning because I think everything is in your control and you got time on your hands, man.
Okay. Here we go.
What's new at 10?
Death, taxes, and Adam Silver talking about the NBA returning to Seattle. As you all know, Adam Silver is the NBA commissioner, and he's always talking about it. So last night during the NBA Cup final that they had, shout out to the Knicks if you're a Knicks fan. The Knicks beat the Spurs in that NBA Cup finals yesterday. Adam Silver spoke to the reporters about when the decision will be made about expansion. Check out what he said.
Domestic expansion, that is something we're continuing to, not a secret, we're looking at, this market in Las Vegas. We are looking at Seattle. We've looked at other markets as well. I'd say I want to be sensitive there about this notion that we're somehow teasing these markets, because I know we've been talking about it for a while. As I've said before, domestic expansion as opposed to doing a new league in Europe is selling equity in this current league. If you own 1/30th this league, now you own 1/32nd if you add two teams. So it's a much more difficult economic analysis. In many ways, it requires predicting the future. At the same time, I think Seattle and Las Vegas are two incredible cities. Obviously, we had a team in Seattle that had great success. We have a WNBA team here in Las Vegas and the Aces. We've been playing the Summer League here for 20 years. We're playing our Cup games here, so we're very familiar with this market. I don't have any doubt that Las Vegas, despite all the other major league teams that are here now, the other entertainment properties, that this city could support an NBA team. I think now we're in the process of, working with our teams and gauging the level of interest and having a better understanding of what the economics would be on the ground for those particular teams and what a pro forma would look like for them. And then, sometime in 2026, we'll make a determination.
Okay. I played that in its entirety a little bit. Now, there's some other things that he said, but I wanted to kind of stop there. And the reason why I played that is I want to know, after listening to what Adam Silver just said about Las Vegas and Seattle, do you think that what he said, tone and everything, was encouraging? Or you think, nah, I can already hear it in his voice? Text us and let us know. Because I saw on social media, there were a lot of people that were super excited about what Adam Silver said. And I looked around and I almost wanted to go look at myself in the mirror and say, you are? Because I didn't feel it. Especially the part where he goes, now, yeah, Las Vegas holds the summer leagues and they have the WNBA team. So we know that they're very well equipped to handle the team. They have the fans and all those things. In Seattle, they were a great market and everything. And then he says all those things, and then he slides it and he says, but.
There's always a but.
You know what I mean? Like, if there is a but instead of an and, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My man put the but there. And when he said, but we have to check out, here's the part. We have to check out the economic, right, side of things and see where we are. And then, in 2026, we'll have to make that decision. So I'm saying, I didn't feel good about that. And then he also discussed something else. Now, hold on. Y'all got to hear it. He also discussed what plans might look like for the NBA in Europe.
So we have bankers out in Europe talking to interested parties. I mean, I would say I was hopeful. We've been out there having these conversations for about a year and a half now. We had a lot of them around the Olympics in Paris, and the interest has been off the charts. Now, it's easy to express interest, but whether it's existing soccer clubs, the big brand soccer clubs that have basketball organizations but would like to be part of our league, or soccer organizations that don't have basketball teams, or other interested parties who would love, see the NBA's coming to Europe. So tremendous interest. As you guys know, that there's not the same arena infrastructure in Europe, so that's something we have to look at. I think about, as you go across the United States, what's happened in so many of these markets where they built these incredibly vibrant arenas where they become community centers. There's all kinds of commercial and retail and residential development around them. There's the opportunity to do that in Europe as well. So I'm really encouraged. I think we're going to take this to the next level now, start having more specific conversations. They say, all right, you said you're interested. Exactly what market are you interested in? How would you operate a team? Would you play an existing venue? Would you build a new arena? So that's where we are. But I'm hopeful we're going to work something out.
Okay. Hold on. I know a lot of y'all listeners are smarter than me. Come on now. Did you hear the tone delivered what he said, talking about the NBA in Europe compared to the NBA being in Seattle and or Vegas? And by the way, somebody just texted in and said, hey, it felt like he had a little bit more when he was talking about Vegas. He ain't had that much talking about Seattle. But anyways, but the way he talked about Europe. And my question right now is, if the NBA ended up in Europe before returning to Seattle, how would you feel? Right now, are you buying anything that Adam Silver says? You know, I got to give you all credit that listens to this show, because you all been telling me. You've been to every time we talk about this. I'm like, oh, here we go. Oh, the excitement. Every time you guys tell me, I'll believe it when I see it. And I'm at that point now. I'm at that point that I keep trying to ask this person out on a date, and they keep saying, well, let me check my schedule. Meanwhile, somebody else asked her on a date, and they said, oh, I'm really looking forward to it. That's how I feel like. I feel like Seattle is the one that keeps asking and asking in different ways. What do we got to do? The disrespect that the NBA has shown to Seattle is just awful. To have a team, and so here's the thing for me. When I hear Adam Silver talk this way, it just rehashes old wounds. Like, Seattle should have never lost the team. You should have protected Seattle in the first place. Yeah, Howard Schultz did us dirty. Clay Bennett did us dirty. But you should have protected Seattle from that. And I feel like, man, there needs to be some type of, we shouldn't even be talking about NBA Europe. That's why, the reason why we shouldn't, because I think something like that, in my heart, the way I feel, it makes me feel like something would happen in Europe before happening in Seattle. And that's hard.
Yeah, no, and one of the interesting things, too, I think one thing to just add a little context to those two clips, the first one talking about the domestic expansion was with reporters. The Europe expansion was on the Prime there, like the pregame with, you know, he was talking to Dirk and had a bunch of people. So maybe a little energy there. But I'm with you. The tone was weird. And this text here from David in the 206, Gee, didn't Silver say this last time that the decision would be made in 24, 25?
Yes.
He's just kicking it down the road.
Yes.
Seattle's going to get hosted again. It's starting to feel that way.
Yes.
And it's kind of crazy to me that he sat there and said, Vegas is all prepared for this, completely ignoring the fact that Seattle has a perfect brand new venue downtown in the middle of the city that's already ready to go, that's already not be excited for the Sonics to come back just to at least see what that would be. I think you would lose so many more fans out here if it heads to Europe. And NBA,
No, I'm telling you right now. Hey, Adam Silver. First of all, there's already people here that are already just done with the NBA. And I get it. You know why you're done with the NBA? Nobody wants to get broken up with and go hang out with the ex with her new boo. It's hard.
And how can you not be frustrated at this point now when Adam Silver's coming out? We want to expand in Europe. Why don't we focus on one thing at a time? We're trying to still expand here in Seattle and Las Vegas, and you're already talking about Europe. We've seen the world basketball, tournaments and all that. America dominates in all of those other countries in Europe. Yeah. I don't think it will work out very well. That's just my opinion. But can we just focus on the little things first instead of trying to speculate with all these other ideas?
Okay, maybe I talk too much sports. Somebody already texted in and says, "Oh, did I turn to a sports show?" Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it has to do with Seattle. The delayed government jobs report has been released. In October, we lost 105,000 jobs as federal workers left after cutbacks by the administration, all that stuff. But November was kind of some good news, saw gains of 64,000 jobs. The unemployment rate, of course, rose to 4.6%. That's the highest since 2021. In the Seattle Bellevue area, it's at 4.9%. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady has more on what those numbers mean.
We lost over 100,000 jobs in October. Normally, you would hear people sounding the alarm like crazy. But just to give you context on that, most of that is the federal government buyout coming to an end. Remember, DOGE went through and there were a lot of people that took the buyout that had them employed through September. October is the first month where we see those numbers hit.
Yes, jobs were added, but as we continue to see the unemployment rate and we see that thing go up, that means right now there are a lot of folks that are nervous. There's a lot of folks who maybe in 2025 you're thinking, you know what, I don't know if I want to keep this job. I might want to move on to another job. Well, you know what? You're deciding, I'm going to go ahead and keep this job and just hold off a little bit and see because I'm a little nervous. Meanwhile, here locally, Amazon, that's right, Amazon had more layoffs this week. 84 employees will be without a job. Here's their statement from Amazon. We've informed a relatively small number of employees that the roles will be eliminated as a result of individual business decisions. Now, we talked earlier about Seattle still being a hub for tech jobs, but after a year filled with layoffs, I mean, would you be worried about moving out here, taking a job, despite everything that's going on? And speaking of that, we talk about middle management. We talk about support roles for companies, and it just feels like more and more, I don't want to blame it on AI, but I think that by now, if you know what AI can do, if you yourself use AI, then you know that it really can, even for you, right? Has AI, maybe have you used it to the point where, oh man, gee, it's eliminated so much stress that I've had? Well, the same way AI can eliminate stress for you, the same way AI can potentially eliminate a job. Now, do I think that this is a tech crash? No, I don't. I just think more important, this is a tech reset, right? Companies right now are still making money. No doubt about it. They're making the money, but they're just deciding right now who they actually need going forward to make that money. And speaking of that, right now, Meta Intro, check this out, everybody. Meta Intro is a job search engine, right? And CEO Lacey Kaylani spoke with Fortune magazine saying, we absolutely see a trend right now of adults going back to school. In combination with layoffs over the recent years, plus the rise in required AI skills, experience right now, they're saying, is no longer enough. So my question to everyone that's listening right now, and to you, are you considering going back to school to help out with your career? Or you've already gone back to school because you wanted to do something that would help your career? Or are you making and thinking about decisions in the way you are going about things right now? As you look into 2026, are you doing something about whether it's your experience, whether it's your plan? But I found it interesting that people in their 40s are going back to school, and I think that is amazing that people are doing it. If you've done that, fantastic. I'd love for you to text us and let us know. If you're considering doing it, do it. Some folk Paul, would you ever consider going back to school?
I think I would for something like a trade or something like that, something where I know I can fix the things, figure out how to fix the software, how to figure out the actual systems. Because I think you have to, I wouldn't go back for a master's or something in my communications or journalism which my degrees are in. Mm-hmm. But I would be looking for stuff in those things, trying to get to, because, hey, if this doesn't work out, if AI does start, taking over for me, at least I can go, maybe fix some stuff, help out around the house with some people and find work that way. But I think there's also it's good to stay naturally curious too and want to learn. So even I think maybe even considering going back to school at this age, whether you're not in this, the job's, one thing, but maybe just that curiosity to learn again or learn something different. Maybe that's enough, but I really would not like to. I would ideally like my years of experience to help me work up the ladder.
Back in the day, here, this is what, and I don't want to see if you all experienced this. Back when I was younger, I went to school because I had to, right? I went to school obviously high school and all that stuff, and college. I did those things because, hey, you have to do these things. And so I always felt in my heart like, But today, when I think of school, or when I think of learning, or I read books constantly all the time, when I think of school, I think, yes. Because I think it's a difference today because you want to learn.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my thirst for learning today is off the charts right now.
We really need to normalize older people going to school, because when you're at that 18 to 22-year-old range, I feel like majority of people aren't truly knowing what they want to do in their life yet. Yeah. And a lot of them they go into, I'm guilty of that. I went into school for a year not knowing what I wanted to do. I just, was following my peers and doing what my family said that I should have done. But in reality, you really got to know what you want when you go there.
Randy in Shelton says, hey, G, I'm 54 years old, currently working on my master's degree, mostly because I can do it free through my job. Hey, everybody, listen, before I go, I'm going to tell you this. If you're working somewhere and they will pay for your education, no, G, I don't feel like doing it. No, don't do it. Do it. All right. Coming up next, field goal kickers. What's your thoughts on them? We'll talk about them next. Gee Ursula.
Championship football. It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
When you start thinking seriously about retirement, it sneaks up on you. One day, you're planning kids' activities. The next, you're thinking about Social Security, travel plans, and maybe grandkids. You can't just hope your savings will stretch. You need a plan that actually fits your life. And that's where Trajan Wealth comes in. Hi, this is Ursula Reutin. At Trajan Wealth, you are working with fiduciary advisors, which means they're not selling you products. They're acting in your best interest. And let me tell you, you can feel the difference. Trajan is veteran-owned and family-run. I love that. They specialize in helping people with $500,000 or more in savings to protect and grow what you've worked so hard to achieve. Call Trajan Wealth today at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Or go to TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at BofA.com/card FWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
Free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Your local credit union, WSECU, believes in making a difference. That's why they're recognizing Washington's community champions, everyday people who strengthen the fabric of our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Matthew Ballantyne in Lacey. Matthew builds beds for children in need through his organization, Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Thank you, Matthew, for providing more kids the benefits of a good night's sleep.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
KIRO News Radio. Breaking news.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. 3 people have been detained and 2 guns recovered after King County deputies responded to reports of someone with a gun at Evergreen High School in White Center. The sheriff's office would not confirm whether the guns were found. We'll bring you more information as we get it. Utility crews are working to restore power after a powerful windstorm overnight. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us live from Snohomish County. Luke, seeing much damage up there?
Yeah, Heather, it's a mess in places, I'll tell you. I started my morning in Concrete up in Skagit County this morning, drove down on Highway 9 here to Lake Stevens where I am, saw tree limbs and small branches all over the roads from Highway 9 to the neighborhoods as well, but by far, Snohomish County seeing the worst of it. High winds this morning. Snohomish PUD says about 38,000 customers still don't have power, but that's better news than about an hour and a half ago when that number was up to 41,000, so they're making progress. Also, up in Concrete, good news up there as well. NOAA now predicts the Skagit River will not hit a major flood stage again this week, sparing Concrete, Burlington, Cedar-Woolley, and Mount Vernon. We're live in Lake Stevens. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. Flooding is not expected to reach record levels, but there is moderate flooding along several rivers. Authorities who manage our levees say they were never meant to hold back this much water for so long. More from KIRO 7 TV's Brendan Thompson.
The state's infrastructure being put to the test.
We had deployed before this event to reinforce a lot of levees in the county that we knew were weak.
Like this project repairing a levee on the Green River in Tukwila, just yards away from where a levee failed Monday. A levee on the White River in Pacific, the latest to fail.
Levees are getting saturated and there's a lot of pressure on them and they're getting weak and failing.
There are several levees across the county that they're concerned about.
Repairs to levees that leaked along the White and Green Rivers this week do appear to be holding, though. A development in the battle over whether or not to extend tax credits that would keep premiums under the Affordable Care Act from spiking. 4 Republicans are breaking ranks in the House and signing on to a Democratic-led petition to force a vote on it. Rob Reiner's son, Nick, made his first court appearance since he allegedly murdered his Hollywood director father and mother. He did not enter a plea, but agreed to an arraignment date of January 7th. His attorney, Alan Jackson.
We ask that during this process, you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward.
He's asking the public not to jump to conclusions. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 176 points, NASDAQ off 289. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near State Route 512. In Renton, a lane is closed due to a mudslide on State Route 169 south of 104. I-405, rather. State Route 167 is closed between Auburn and Kent. That's because of flood damage. Travel times: Everett to Seattle 22, Federal Way to Seattle 33, Renton to Bellevue 15, and your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy with highs in the mid-40s. It's 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning. Coming up in less than 15 minutes, it will be time for scenarios. You got to stick around for that. Now, before I talk about kickers, you guys remember at the top of the 10 o'clock hour, I asked you all a question. I asked you if you were motivated by fear of failure or the hope of winning. I answered the hope of winning. I think Paul answered fear of failure. Some of you all kept answering. But then I had a former therapist just text us. They said, Gee, I'd like to offer a different perspective to your question about what drives us, fear of failure or drive for success, hope for winning. They go on to say they think that there's a third and more powerful choice that I didn't mention, fear of success. My experience is that most people have an underlying belief that they're not good enough, that they're not enough. Ask how many people are afraid or believe they're not good enough to manage the success that they dream or fantasize about. How many people get their dreams and then fail to maintain what they thought they wanted? And I got to tell you, when that text came in and I said, oh my goodness, you are so right. I'd say of those three, there's a lot of people that are and have fear of success, or if you will, that they're not enough and not deserving. I'll say this. At one point in my life, I was that one. I was one of them. Thinking like, oh, well, I don't deserve that. All I need to make is that, and all I need to be able to do is that. And so a lot of times we do shortchange ourselves. So 206, thank you so much for that text. Let's move along because as you all remember, I know I'm talking sports again. I apologize, but I have to. I talk Seahawks sometimes too. But there was a big day for kickers, especially the Seahawks kicker, Jason Myers, on Sunday as he used his big leg to secure the win for the Seahawks.
This will be a 56-yarder. Myers 5 of 5 today. His long for the season is 57. Off the left hash. Jason Myers with his 6th field goal of the day has set a new Seahawks franchise record. 6 3-pointers, but it ain't over yet. Seattle now leads 18-16.
Now, Seattle won that game 18-16. But if you remember, when the Colts went up 16-15, that was because their kicker kicked a 60-yard field goal. And somebody texted me, and I don't have it in front of me right now. Some of you all asked, like, hey, what's going on with the kickers? Because not too long ago, making these long field goal kicks, I mean, Jason Myers, he just hit that from 56 like it was nothing. It used to be a rarity in the NFL. As a matter of fact, it stood for years where it was 63 yards was the longest field goal, and that stood for years, but things have changed. Check out this stat. According to the AP, back in November, the NFL has set records in each of the last 4 seasons for made field goals of at least 50 yards, with the total reaching 195 in 2024. Doubling the total from every NFL season until 2015. kickers are making 72.5% of field goals from at least 50 yards, nearly double the rate from 3 decades ago. So, question, are kickers too good? Does something need to change when it comes to kicking field goals? And as you all know me, I always have a way to relate sports and life. The biggest example, when I think about what is happening with field goal kickers, I think about Roger Bannister. If I say Roger Bannister, do you know who that is? Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile back on May 6, 1954. Before the 4-minute mile was broken, before Roger Bannister did that, nobody could do it. Experts, you know the experts, doctors, scientists were saying that it was impossible to run and break a 4-minute mile. By the way, if you're listening, what's your fastest mile? Anyway, a 4-minute mile. After Roger Bannister did that, just 46 days later, John Landy from Australia, less than 2 months after that, the famous Miracle Mile takes place where Bannister beats Landy and does it again. Here's where I'm going with this. That's life. When people start to see other people do something great, they then figure out, oh, if they can do it, then I can do it. And that's what's happening with kickers. Kickers are like, oh, you can just kick 50 like that? Well, when I go out to practice, I'm going to practice kicking 50. And that just goes along with everyday life. And you don't even have to be in sports. Once you believe that you can do something and you really believe like, oh, well, my friend was able, or my brother, or I saw my dad, or I saw my mom, when you start to see it happen, you actually believe that you can do it. And then what might seem like a miracle becomes every day. Because these kickers in the NFL, they are kicking incredibly so. All right. We got scenarios that's going to be happening. Make sure you stick around. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was 2 brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
What's your holiday tradition? Now, if you're like me, it involves friends and family sharing an abundant meal to celebrate. This year, that tradition is feeling more out of reach for too many families who will be unable to gather around the joys of food like their neighbors. If you are looking for a way to contribute to holiday meals at homes and communities, you can support Nourish Everyone at your local Safeway. The Nourish Everyone program provides grocery cards to the people who are the most impacted in communities throughout Washington. The cards are distributed through food pantries, schools, community centers, and more. These grocery cards not only provide easy access to nutritious food, but also the dignity to shop just like you and me and choose special foods for special occasions. So make a donation next time you're at Safeway. It'll take all of us working together to make sure everyone is welcome at the table for the holidays. Go to nourishingneighbors.com and find out how you can help. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Television sales on Black Friday set new records as millions of Americans snapped up the hot deals. But a lot of people were out of town or too busy to take advantage of the special pricing. So, give the top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs. Where? At Video Only, where the smart shoppers go. So, don't miss out. Check out Video Only now, or
you'll be sorry.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership and has the state's largest selection. Get the 2025 Crosstrek at 1.9% financing for 72 months. And during the Share the Love event, Subaru donates $250 for every new Subaru purchase to one of 6 charities, including hometown favorite Paws. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 12/31/25.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Our Santa Loves a Smart Top event is here. Treat yourself to the best present of all, a hot tub from Olympic. Save up to $4,800 on your new tub with an amazing smart top for free. Ends Christmas Eve. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Let's get right to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I'm a little angry. I'm actually really angry. Local mall, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about seeing a lawyer and suing them. I've been planning all year for my Christmas card photo. Let me explain. It's just me. I don't have a partner, no immediate family, and I'm going to send out a bunch of cards this year in time just to arrive just a day or two before Christmas. This is a big deal for me. It's the first time I've done it. So I made my plans to go to the mall last night for a picture of me and Mittens, my little Yorkie with Santa. We both got all dressed up, stood in line. We planned it for Sunday night because it's not as busy. But when we got to the front of the line, Santa said they turned me away, and then the mall cops said that they're not doing photos with the dog on top of Santa. They said no pets when it comes to this. I'm like, what? I'm furious. I had this whole plan with Santa to put my dog with myself and my dog sitting with Santa, and they told me no dogs. Do you agree with this? And what do you think I should do? 888-973-5476. You have to bat first there. What do you got, Paul?
You're out of line. There are so many opportunities to have your pet photo taken with Santa. Specifically, I've seen multiple throughout the local neighborhoods here. If you have to know that going ahead of time. If you're planning this far ahead, if the Christmas card is this important, it is your shining moment of the year. Make sure that you're going to a pet-friendly Santa, and there are plenty of pet-friendly Santas. Especially here in our region. I mean, people love taking their pet photos. It's not you're gonna go sue them all because what if Santa's got an allergy? You know, I mean, what if there's probably rules that you signed up for when you signed up to reserve that spot. Mm-hmm. I think you can probably find another Santa out there that'll take your photo with the pet. I think you'll be okay. But you're just going to have to figure it out because you got the mall's going to laugh at you if you're thinking about suing them for that.
You know, when did we get here? When did we get here where the first time you're told no or any type of adversity that you didn't like? Should I get a lawyer? I mean, wow, huh?
Over this?
Over this? Like, the crazy thing is I do believe that if someone could, they would. Mm-hmm. They would sue for discrimination or something that they wouldn't let me
It's my service animal.
Yeah, right. It's my comfort animal. And this is a very easy one, Paul, because don't you call ahead of time? Like, on everything, I think there's a lot of things that I do now. Now, maybe when I was younger, I didn't do those things. But there's a lot of things that I do that I just to be clear, I don't want to drive all those ways. That's kind of a different ask. Hey, do you guys allow dogs on top? You know what I mean? Like, that's a simple thing to do.
Can I call out the dog owners as a dog owner myself?
Okay.
Stop thinking you can take your dog everywhere. Stop thinking it's just okay that all the rules or everything say it's okay to bring Fido in the door. There are a lot of places that say no. It's not the norm to just walk in with your dog. Hey, I love that my convenience stores let me walk in with my pet and I grab my six-pack and head on the road and they give my dog a treat. Great. But we're talking about bringing dogs in the mall. I mean, hey, I love my dog, but if I'm going to bring my dog somewhere, I'm doing extensive research ahead of time to know that my dog is allowed to be there.
Hold on. You just said I want to talk to the dog owners. Now, I'm asking because you're a dog owner and people listening, dog owner. I'm not a dog owner. Is there a sense of entitlement with dog owners sometimes?
Some people with their dogs, it's crazy. Remember, they're dogs. My dog is my best friend. I love my dog, but it's still like rules are rules. And not all my parents aren't big dog people. Like I didn't grow up with a dog, and so I think that's kind of where there are people that aren't cool with dogs, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that just because I have a dog, that means I get to bring my dog everywhere because it's my dog and I know it's behaved. Same thing with people that thinks they can let their dogs run off leash all the time.
From the outside looking in on dogs. Here's my thoughts on dogs. People with big dogs, you guys are less entitled than people with smaller dogs.
That's 100% true.
You folks with small, don't send your hate mail. I'm gonna tiptoe on this. Mm-hmm. But you folks with little dogs, y'all kind of think y'all can go anywhere you want.
If it fits in the purse, it's fine. It's fine.
You feel like you can go any and everywhere you want. This is crazy. Ernie and Kit says, Gee, Paul is a great dog owner. Glad to hear that he is responsible. And, as you know, I'm a cat lover. Mm-hmm. I own cats. And the reason why I don't have a dog is because I'm just way too busy. Right? I'm gone a lot of times. But, more and more I've been thinking, man, it would be nice to have a dog.
I love my dog.
Man,
it's awesome.
All right, let's check in with Nick. Nick,
you know
got,
what?
man?
It's not worth dwelling on one Santa of all the options when you're just trying to get a simple pick with the doggo. And I'd be feeling more sorry for the situation with the dog-feared dude who won't take the business from the guy and his pet. So anyways, just move on. Let him pick his business as he pleases, because I hope it's just some allergy keeping him back, since we're just talking about some simple canine.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
It is another story, to Paul's point. If the dog is a barker or a biter, maybe Santa does take pooches, but only the behaved ones. So there could be another side of the story.
You don't want to end up on the naughty list because of your dog.
Yeah. Black Sunshine in Kitsap County says, no, I think it's the younger people, not dog people. Okay. Paul, what's your thoughts on that? Which one do you think would be more entitled in a situation like this? Someone younger or older? Actually, I'll go first. Hands down, someone older.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's our tradition. We have to have me and Sniffles here has to have our Christmas at this location.
No, you're not putting this on young Gen Z. This is my age and older are the ones. How dare you tell me no?
Our generation is probably too. Once they see the no pet sign, they probably get too scared and walk away.
Exactly. All right. It's been fun. Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on in the 11 o'clock hour. We will be talking about holiday top 5 movies. We'll be talking about that. Also, we're going to get you guys up to date what's happening with some of the power outages and some of the flood information. We'll do all that next. It's Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO Newsradio, then subscribe.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by CVS Health.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Nick Reiner made his first court appearance today in the deaths of his parents, director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti was in the courtroom.
He was placed in an area within that courtroom that is called the box. It is a plexiglass room. It makes it quite difficult to actually see him directly, though I was able to get a glimpse of him. At moments, he seemed to shuffle, struggling to walk in it. He sat there rather calmly and stoically. The whole process was about 5 to 10 minutes. The only time we heard from him was when he told the judge he understood his rights to waive that speedy arraignment. The new date now set for the 7th as we await the district attorney to release the charging documents.
His attorney said there are very complex and serious issues associated with the case that need to be thoroughly dealt with and analyzed. There is a deal on Capitol Hill to force a House vote on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies. Caitlin Huey-Burns has details.
This discharge petition that was put forth by Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader in the House, this would be to force a vote on the House floor to extend those Obamacare subsidies for 3 years, a clean extension of current policy. And 4 Republicans have now signed on to that discharge petition. They are all, these Republicans, from moderate districts that the House Republicans need to keep in order to keep their majority. They have signed on to this, which shows you how big of an issue the rising costs of health care are in these battleground districts.
Former Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith was on Capitol Hill today for a closed-door interview with lawmakers. The Associated Press reports in his opening statements he said his team had developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump criminally conspired to overturn his 2020 election loss. Senate Democrats grilled the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, today for pressuring broadcasters to remove Jimmy Kimmel from the air. Carr appeared in a hearing before the Senate Commerce Committee where Democrats accused him of politicizing the agency. The Oscars are moving to YouTube. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced that starting in 2029, the award ceremony will stream the event on YouTube. Reporter Matt Wolf.
For them to go to a straight-out streamer like YouTube, this is pretty seismic. It speaks volumes about how big streaming is now in our society and with media in general.
ABC, which has been the ceremony's longtime home, will continue broadcasting the event until 2028. Stocks are lower today. This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Epic wind gusts in the mountains, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. State Route 167 southbound has reopened, but northbound is still closed between Auburn and Kent. That's due to flooding. In Renton, a lane is closed due to a mudslide on State Route 169 south of I-405. In Seattle, maintenance is closed 2 lanes on southbound I-5 near Northeast 145th Street. You're slow all the way through Shoreline. Travel time ever to Seattle is 37 minutes, so you're running about 10 minutes longer than usual there. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. King County deputies responding to reports of a gun at a White Center area high school have recovered 2 firearms and detained 3 people. The sheriff's office won't confirm whether the guns were found on the campus of Evergreen High School or if the detained people are students, but the school is in lockdown. A blizzard warning remains in effect for the Cascades and Olympic Mountains. Kayla Mazurkowitz at the National Weather Service says the mountains are seeing some pretty hefty wind gusts.
Snoqualmie Pass, we had a wind speed of 82 miles an hour, and then in the Alpental ski area, we had a speed of 112 miles per hour.
There was a high wind warning overnight on the coast and in areas north of Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports from Snohomish County.
High winds, scattered tree limbs and small branches all over the roads here in Lake Stevens from Highway 9 to neighborhoods. Snohomish PUD dealing with thousands of customers without power this morning, including Eric and his family.
We watched it go out at 2-something. We saw the flashes in the sky, and it's been out ever since.
The worst hit areas, Lake Stevens, Marysville, and areas west of Marysville. In Lake Stevens, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Just under 149,000 customers throughout the region are still without power. Winds are expected to die down throughout the day. We're still seeing heavy rain, and there's moderate flooding on many western Washington rivers now. Crews have stopped a levee leak along the White River in Pacific. Mayor Vic Cave says they are now working to fortify the levee.
You can't put the genie back in the bottle, so once the damage was done, the idea is to contain the damage to the areas damaged now and not allow it to get worse.
3rd Avenue adjacent to the breach was heavily damaged by floodwaters, and there's no timeline on when repairs will be complete. The record flooding our state has seen over the past couple of weeks has wreaked havoc on our roadways and freeways, including Highway 2, which is closed between Skycomish and Leavenworth. WashDOT's Julie Meredith.
We have no estimated time to open that, and it could take months.
Henry Sladek owns the Cascadia Inn in Skycomish.
We are completely empty, and we have been for the last week.
For now, he says he's keeping his inn's restaurant open so locals can find a hot meal. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the mid-40s. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Yep, I'm by myself, and Ursula heard me say something if she was going to be back. She's going to be back tomorrow. Don't you worry. Paul is in for Chef today. Paul, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Nick, always good to have you here. Mm-hmm. Now, in this hour right here, we have to get to the bottom of it. We have to be very specific because we're 8 days away from Christmas. Now, maybe you're not someone that watches holiday movies. Maybe that's not your thing. But it is really the only time that I, for sure, watch holiday movies. And I have my top 5. Paul, I'm going to need you to have your top 5.
Got it.
Nick, I'm going to need you to have your top 5. And if you guys are listening here in about 7 or 8 minutes, we need you to send in your top 5, 888-973-5476. What are the ones that you really like? These are my top 5. Hey, coming up at 11:30, it will be time for Agree to Disagree. But right now, I want to talk about what has been happening all over Western Washington is that thousands are without power, especially thousands up there in Snohomish County. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports.
High winds scattered tree limbs and small branches all over the roads here in Lake Stevens from Highway 9 to neighborhoods. Snohomish PUD dealing with thousands of customers without power this morning, including Eric and his family.
We watched it go out at 2-something. We saw the flashes in the sky, and it's been out ever since.
The worst hit areas, Lake Stevens, Marysville, and areas west of Marysville. In Lake Stevens, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Just want to give some love and shout out to PUD, that I'm sure they're out there doing their thing, and shout out to PSC. I'm going to assume that this is the time you all are working around the clock. And, you know, we're 8 days away from Christmas. And for families to be dealing with this stuff, and, of course, it's not the fault of PUD and PSC. I mean, it's the fault of Mother Nature that happened. So for people to be going through that without power, man, that has to be a rough one. You're safe, but it's a very high inconvenience. And we've talking about that. And we're also talking about, of course, the recent flooding that has been happening and has happened. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports on flood insurance.
Kenton Bryan, president of the Northwest Insurance Council, says standard homeowners policies do not cover flood damage.
It only takes an inch of water in your home to cause $25,000 or $30,000 worth of damage.
He says some people opt out to save money. Others don't realize they don't have flood coverage. He says flood insurance can run you a few hundred to a couple $1,000s a year. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
First of all, do you have flood insurance? And this is something that even, I think we looked it up yesterday, and even sometimes if you have flood insurance, I think the most that you can get is like $250,000, and then for the structure itself is up to $100,000. But like in that report, like it talked about, like it only takes an inch or two of water. I mean, to get extreme price hit, $30,000, $40,000. Now that's just for some of the water. That doesn't count if it happens for a long time. If there's a possibility that it goes behind the drywall, then possibility of mold coming, then sometimes you might have to tear out an entire kitchen when that happens. So this the cost of that, and the fact that sometimes you have people, we've already discussed this. We've already discussed even before the flood, we have situations where people are living paycheck to paycheck. Any type of small inconvenience, any missed paycheck or something like that, you might not have PTO or sick time and all those things. There's a lot of things that factor into this. Frank also followed up with small businesses because there's all kinds of stuff that's happening. And one of the things that really happened is we talk about Highway 2, right? Who is going to be feeling the impact of the closure of Highway 2? Well, Frank Lindsay talks about just that.
Henry Sladek owns the 14-room Cascadia Inn.
We are completely empty, and we have been for the last week.
They've been dealing with power outages and a ski season that hasn't even started yet because there's not enough snow. Now, thanks to the flooding, Highway 2 could be out of commission for months.
Even just for a short period of time, it affects our business. We rely a lot on the ski business this time of year, as well as all the people traveling to and from the west side to Leavenworth and beyond.
For now, he's keeping the restaurant open, even when the power goes out, so locals can find a place to grab a hot meal.
Speaking of Leavenworth, Mayor Carl Flory is disappointed, but not surprised, given how badly the highway has been damaged. He points out that you can still get to Leavenworth, but by going through Blewett Pass.
I do know that there's a lot of people who love being here, that it's part of their tradition to be here. You know, I've talked to a number of them that have said, okay, we're coming from Bellingham, but we'll come down a little further in order to get over there.
He met with WashDOT and police agencies to talk about ways to keep traffic moving in light of the ongoing closure of Highway 2. He hopes Christmastown, which was canceled last weekend, will go on this weekend, but that, you all know, will be up to Mother Nature. Has any of this weather altered your plans, Paul? Any of your plans been altered this holiday season?
Not yet, but man, I tell you,
Leavenworth has been at the top of my list of things to do, and I was considering it this year, and just to hear, I mean, it's just one thing after another has really mounted for Leavenworth and these other businesses. But so far, I've been lucky, but because I'm doing some holiday travel next week and did some at the beginning of the month. So for me personally, not quite, but I'm certainly a rare instance there, I'd say.
Yeah, again, my heart goes out to anybody that has been impacted, especially with the flooding, having to evacuate your home and all those things. And, we talked about this the other day, and I want to bring it up and talk about it again because we had an amazing text message on this topic. And there were people, and if maybe you're listening, this was you as well, getting the knock at the door at 1, 2 in the morning telling you that you have to evacuate. Paul, if you get a knock right now at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning saying you got to go now, are you prepared?
Not to bring everything, but if I had to get out,
yeah.
If I had to get out, I could get my wife, my dog, and I in the car, and we could go if we needed to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that you like when I say prepared, because I would say that most of us we don't prepare at all.
Right.
And I'll raise my hand, and that would be including me. And there was a texter that texted in, and by the way, thank you for this tip. And if you missed it, I got to share it with you because I went home and immediately did it. And what they said is at least twice a year, maybe every 6 months, you should do a video recording, take your phone and record your entire house, right? Record everything that's around there because if something were to happen to your home and you being asked to evacuate, with insurance purposes and things, a lot of times you might okay, tell us a list of what's missing and what's not there anymore. You're like, there's so much trauma,
right?
Things going through your mind, but now you have that recording like, oh, okay, there's that, where you go through the kitchen, the bathrooms, every room, every part of your house, and to kind of update that every 6 months. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty genius to do that. So that was a really good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we got to get to it. This is the one. This could be fighting words. But we'll have fun with this. You all have less than a week away. We're talking about 8 days until Christmas. And one of the things that we do is we talk about Christmas movies, holiday movies. So we decided to let's have some fun and do our top 5 holiday movies. I'll hear from you as well. What are some of the holiday classics? Maybe you've seen, you plan to see, haven't seen. What is that one? Now, I'm going to start this off because it's my idea to do it, so I'm going to be selfishly and go first. Here we go. And by the way, I think your holiday movies that you have, your top 5, says a lot about you, which is in a cool way.
Okay.
My list isn't in order.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you guys the movie that I've seen the most. Well, I wouldn't say seen the most, but I would say the movie that really stands out to me. Some of you guys are going to be shocked when I said it, but A Christmas Story. Came out in the early 80s when I was a kid. It came on TV all the time. It's nostalgia. It's classic. If I see it come on, I can't turn away. The reason why I got to give A Christmas Story their love. So Christmas Story would be one of them. The next one, we talked about it yesterday, Elf.
Yep.
Elf is one. Now we're getting into some of my other ones. Preacher's Wife. That's a good one.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, a little Denzel in there, a little sermon and all that kind of stuff. The Best Man Holiday is one of my favorites. It's kind of a grown folks Christmas, friendships, love, tears. It's not really forced. I love that. And I don't want to jump in this as a topic or debate. It just is what it is. I like Die Hard during Christmas. I know is
so
it a
glad
Christmas?
you said that.
I don't want to fight with anyone, whether or not you think it's a Christmas movie or not. I'm not doing that. I'm just telling you. I won't say it's a Christmas movie. I like to watch Die Hard around Christmas. All right, Paul, what do you got?
I love it. And we'll start. I'll go 5-1 here, and I'm going to start with Die Hard because I watched Die Hard on my flight a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
That movie's got way more Christmas in it than you actually remember. I'm telling you, there's so many more Christmas elements that they do. McClane has multiple times where he interacts with Christmas stuff, the Christmas party. There's so much more Christmas actually in that movie. They even reference a Christmas miracle in that movie.
Yes!
And the final scene, if you think about it, with everything falling from the building, it's why are they white? Because it's snowfall, and it's supposed to be like snow is falling in California. Die Hard's a Christmas movie. So Die Hard's my number 5, and nostalgia plays a huge role with this, especially with my number 4 pick, The Polar Express. This is one that I think as I've gotten older.
Is that a good one?
I love it. I remember it's for me as a kid, it's so like steeped in being a kid where I love the idea of these kids who maybe they're not sure about what's going on with Christmas. They get to go visit Santa. I just love the story overall. But I think that's one that's probably going to get replaced as I get older. Number 3, Jim Carrey's Grinch. I think it's the best version of the Grinch. I love the story. Number 2 is Elf. And number 1, gotta watch it every year. And I watched it in theaters last week, Muppets Christmas Carol. It's the best version of A Christmas Carol. It's Michael Caine puts on an incredible performance as Scrooge. Everything you need from a Christmas movie. Tells you a good story, gives you the feeling of the season, warm songs, and the Muppets are great. Muppets Christmas Carol, gotta watch it every year. That when you're talking nostalgia, me and my mom and I, that was our whole family. At least one time a holiday season, if not sometimes up to like 3 times. We were watching Muppets.
Well, here's why I like this segment right here. I like this segment because there's movies being said that I haven't seen, and people are saying Polar Express is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Is it good? It's good, huh? I've never seen it.
I think it's definitely, it's a little cheap. The animation is a little rough compared to like nowadays, but Tom Hanks does a bunch of good roles. It tells a good story. There's it's very cheesy. I'd say like when you're looking at, I know holiday movies all are cheesy, but it's probably up there on the cheesy factor. But I think if you have young kids, especially as you're like that magic of the season, because the main story is the oldest kid is starting to not believe in Santa and losing the spirit of the season and stuff like that, and he's kind of losing his faith in just the Christmas season, and he goes on this adventure to meet Santa and all this other stuff, and there's a lot of other lessons along the way. But I'm a big fan. My big one that I haven't seen Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
yeah, I've never seen Christmas Vacation.
That's a good one. And you know what? I gotta say this. I want to give an honorable mention. Matter of fact, I almost think I could talk myself into it if I debate myself enough. Home Alone is Home Alone was like, I mean, that's it. Mm-hmm. So, as a matter of fact, I'm here, Nick. I might come back and put Home Alone back in there. Nick, what you got?
That's a pretty good one. That just missed my list, but I'm going to start from 5 on up. But first one, it's number 5 is kind of unusual, and not a lot of people maybe even know this, and it's not even on their favorite list. But I was a sucker for just the corniness of the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you know about Turbo Man with Jingle All the Way and the whole adventure of him trying to get that action figure for his son. As a child, I thought that was it was fun, and now today it's kind of nostalgic. So, and then number 4 includes another kind of out of ordinary one. If you've seen Scrooged with Bill Murray, when he's that TV executive and he's treating everybody like what, and all of a sudden he's going through the Ebenezer Scrooge's experience, and I just thought Bill Murray was a great actor for that kind of role. So that's number 4 for me. And then top 3, this is kind of some of the more common movies that you were more familiar with. Number 3, National Lampoons with Chevy Chase. One of the favorite scenes is when he's driving under the truck and he's giving the finger to the trucker. Right. I thought that was my favorite scene. Number 2, classic Charlie Brown Christmas, because I'm a sucker for animation. Great childhood theme, and the music. What can I say about the music? Vince Guaraldi is the best. Number 1, Will Ferrell, Elf. Some of the best scenes in that movie is when he's going on the street and getting the gum underneath the railings, and he's getting the flyers, and he falls for the best coffee in the world sign.
World's best cup of coffee. You did.
Hey, you know what? Thank you for that. I picked Christmas Story because it's nostalgia. It's one of the ones that I watched a lot in the 80s, right? Watched a lot. They would have come on in the 90s and all that. I'd watch it. But it's not going to be something that I really turn on. And I was trying to give love to it. I can't fake the funk. I got to put Home Alone in there. Home Alone is...
You stop on Home Alone, because if you're watching Home Alone when Kevin's up, you're watching the rest of the thing. Like maybe in the beginning you're like, I can skip it, but once Kevin's pulling those, protected his house, you're locked in.
I mean, though I don't know what it was about back then when it came out, when Kevin was pulling those pranks Bro, I was laughing. I still laugh at those scenes, right? Oh, yeah. Like, those scenes were incredible. But a big honorable mention to National Lampoon's. I mean, that right there, crapper's fool. I mean, he didn't say that, but
what about some of the classics? What about like with the stop motion, the classic Rudolph or Frosty? Do you ever get those into the mix there? It's kind of, I feel like those aren't on TV as much anymore.
They're not on TV as much. If you're Gen X and above, baby boomers, you guys know every Christmas on regular TV, you know, we only had about 3 channels. We always got Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The thing is about those, they don't hold up. I don't think that those hold up. Now, maybe the kids might like it today. I don't know. The hard thing is a Christmas movie, like a Christmas movie, a holiday movie has to have sometimes the graphics or something might be crap, but the message has to be powerful. If the message is powerful, we'll allow it.
Yeah. I think I can keep watching Rudolph. I think Rudolph's just impressed. The stop motion is just impressed. Like, it's like, wow, look at this thing that they actually made, moving all of these things individually. But I'm a sucker for Christmas movies and the season.
Peggy at Olympia says, Miracle on 34th Street, original one every year. Peggy, that's hard for me.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. I know the movie. It's tough. It's tough. All right, good stuff. We got 11:47. We hear you. We'll do that. But up next, we'll do some agree to disagree, and it will soon be curtains for some movie theater. We'll talk about that next. Gee Ursula. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
12s are on their feet.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. You know, championship football. It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Retirement used to feel like something way off in the distance, and suddenly it's not. And like so many of you, I want to make sure the money I've spent a lifetime saving will actually last. That's why I work with Trajan Wealth. Ursula Reutin here. My husband and I recently sat down with Marty, and she took the time to understand our goals, our financial situation, and what we want the next chapter to look like. And because Trajan Wealth advisors are fiduciaries, they're required to put your interests first. The plan she came up with isn't shaped by commissions or products. It's shaped around our lives. Trajan is veteran-owned, and they specialize in helping people with $500,000 or more in savings build a smart, long-term strategy. So if you're starting to think seriously about your retirement, start with a team I trust. Call Trajan Wealth at 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC-registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So you and I have talked before about the folks who think they can do this themselves. And again, I imagine there are a lot of people who are saying, well, new administration, fewer staff members, now I truly can get it done.
Really, in this situation, I do feel really bad for the taxpayer, because here you're getting a notice. You call the IRS, you're going to be on hold for 45 minutes to an hour. And so getting through is going to be more difficult. And when you do get through, you're going to be talking to people that are not as well trained as they have been in the past.
Which makes it even easier for them to take advantage, even if it's not intended, against the person who owes taxes.
I've heard it said that they just will make up something because they want to respond to the taxpayer. And people are going to get some really bad information, and they're not going to know.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, Nunn Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Brent Wilcox and his daughter Hartley talk about holiday gatherings on the Wilcox family farm.
Hartley, we're getting together with all the family on the farm to celebrate the holidays.
Yay, it's always a good time.
Papa and Grandma are doing the turkey and all the fixins.
Sounds good.
Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andy will likely do the sweet potatoes and pies.
Nice. Can you bring me home some of those omega-3 eggs?
Why? What are you making?
Doodles.
Doodles?
Yeah, snickerdoodles, Dad. Come on, they're my favorite.
I should have known. I'll bring the eggs home tonight.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
Anytime, Hartley.
Look for Wilcox Organic, Omega-3, and hard-boiled eggs at fine grocery stores near you, including Metropolitan Markets, Whole Foods, PCC Natural Markets, Fred Meyer, and Safeway. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Remember to pick up Wilcox hard-boiled eggs for a healthy snack on the go or a tasty addition to any meal. Available at Costco and your neighborhood grocery store.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. After days of flooding, Mother Nature whipped up a windstorm overnight. A wind gust at Alpental hit 112 miles per hour. Snoqualmie Pass saw an 82 mile per hour gust. There is a blizzard warning in effect for the mountains until noon. Kayla Mazurkowicz at the National Weather Service in Seattle says winds were particularly high on the coast and north of Seattle.
Snohomish County, Burlington, kind of that like northwest interior there, because we did have a really strong push of winds throughout the strait last night.
Eric lives in Snohomish County and says the wind knocked out power to his home.
We know that getting the neighborhoods up is secondary and no anticipation whatsoever.
Under 150,000 customers throughout the region are still without power. Moderate flooding continues. Families near the Skagit River are on edge. This mother telling KIRO 7 TV her family has evacuated and returned only to be forced out again as the floodwaters rise.
Who knows, honestly, in the long run, if we're even how much damage is going to be done. After seeing the first round, it's really scary.
She says they've lost nearly everything, including the tools they use to run their small business. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more from Skagit County.
2 small landslides are threatening homes but haven't damaged any homes in the town of Concrete. But there is better news. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration now predicts the Skagit River will not hit a major flood stage in Concrete, Cedar-Woolley, Burlington, or Mount Vernon. Great news for people like Jay.
If it rains, we'll get hit again, but I think this is it. I think winter's just beginning.
In Concrete, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
4 Republicans in the U.S. House have broken with Speaker Mike Johnson. They've signed on to a Democratic-led petition that would force a House vote on extending tax credits that would prevent premiums under the Affordable Care Act from skyrocketing. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Byrne.
This is significant because it shows that there are some angry moderates
angry at the speaker for not giving them this vote and concerned about the rising costs of health care in their states and what it could potentially mean for politics at large.
On Wall Street, the Dow was down 147 points, NASDAQ off 352. KIRO News Radio traffic, here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, let's start with some good news. All southbound lanes of State Route 167 reopened about a half hour ago between Kenton and Auburn, so no longer any closures southbound on the Valley Freeway, but the northbound lanes remain closed in the same area. Still no estimated time to reopen. We still have a bunch of water on the highway near South 277th. State Route 169, our earlier lane closures due to a mudslide have reopened. No more blocking issues on the Maple Valley Highway, just east of 405. And if you missed it, State Route 410 reopened yesterday between Enumclaw and Greenwater. Traffic is alternating, though, through one lane at milepost 25. Up in Linwood, we've got a collision northbound on the Mukilteo Speedway at Beverly Park Road, blocking your left lane. Heading into Seattle, South 5 heavy through Shoreline into Northgate due to maintenance operations blocking the right lane. This is a moving maintenance operation, and they're slowly making their way south. And in South Hill, we've got a collision northbound Meridian to 160th blocking the lane. You're sitting in a mile and a half backup. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy with highs in the mid-40s. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. I got to tell you, you guys are pretty passionate about this topic on holiday movies. So, you know what I should have did? I shouldn't have did top 5. I should have just went one. Oh. I should have just went, what's the one holiday movie that you just cannot live without? But that could have started fights too. All right, let's get it. Agree to disagree. Brought to you by Garden Roofing and Gutters. One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Speaking of starting fights, Gee, I'm sure you have heard about this possible merger here between Netflix and Warner Brothers. Yeah. And a column in the Wall Street Journal by Jason Riley is highlighting fears, saying if Netflix acquires Warner Brothers, some fear that the future is more streaming and fewer theatrical releases. The movie-going audience will shrink, and theaters will go the way of blockbuster video stores. Others say the missile is launched regardless of who acquires Warner Bros. Gee, this has been a topic that's I know we've talked about on the show before. Is this curtains for the movie theater if this deal goes through?
I'm so done with movie theaters. I'm cooked, y'all. I apologize if you work in a movie theater or if you own a movie theater. My apologies for this. I always, look out for people and their money. I don't want to mess up their jobs. But for me, when I see that something is out and they're like, oh, it's in the movie theaters right now, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just wait. I want to watch it at home. One thing the pandemic did to us all, and by the way, I think I've gone to the movies since the pandemic in the last, 5 years. We're getting ready to go on 6 as the new year's coming. I saw the new Top Gun. I saw that. I saw Sinners. I think I've been to 3 movies.
You saw Superman, didn't you, earlier?
Boom, Superman. I couldn't think of the third one. Mm-hmm. There it is. I've been to those 3 movies in the last almost 6 years, and I'm good. I don't, the experience. Well, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but we have done pretty good job at home. We got the sound systems. We got the big size TV. And you know what else we got? The pause button when I go to the bathroom.
Yep.
I don't want to. And have you ever gone to the movies? You're like, oh, you know what? It's going to be a nice night out. We're going to go to the movies. And you ever had that situation where someone else that you don't know, a stranger, ruins your experience? Now, I'm not trying to go too far, but I'll just kind of simplify. Your boy done with movie theaters.
See, I still love the movie theater. But I'm not as much of a movie diehard. I would hate to see the movie theater go. I really would. I mentioned seeing Muppets Christmas Carol in the last segment. I went to the SIF Uptown, and there was probably close to 100 people in the theater watching Muppets. I'm actually really liking the movie theaters bringing movies back. Yeah. So you can go and experience some of these on the big screen again.
Stop it. Did you just see You love that movie theaters bring movies back.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I'm seeing movies that I didn't have a chance to see on the big screen, and they do some cool stuff. But I will say, though, I can't disagree with the convenience, and you nail it. I got a nice 65-inch. I got a sound bar.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. Listen, I'm not watching it on my CRT in standard def anymore. You know, we can watch movies at a much higher resolution and with great sound quality. Hey, by the way, if you're looking for a gift idea, a sound bar is one of the best things you can buy someone to upgrade their TV setup. It is one of the best things you can add to it changes it. It makes sports better. It makes movies better. It makes video games better.
Paul,
if you're looking for that.
I just got to say, Nick, have you noticed today, this dude, Paul, bro, you're a beast when it comes to gift giving.
Yeah. My mom gives a lot. I feel like I got it from my mom because she was always thinking of gifts. She was always keeping things in mind. And
he's even got it down to the gift cards, too. You got the right Alaska Airlines, you know?
Nick, you rocking with movie theaters?
You know, the only thing that draws me to the theaters now is that good old leather recliner seat where you can lean back. It's not really the movies anymore. I mean, you can stay at home. I got a big screen. I got good audio. And it's so convenient to stay at home these days.
And you can't go to the movies for under $30.
Okay. Now listen. Now this message is for people that can relate to what I'm saying. Now, when you get to the movie theaters, and they got the reclining chairs that Nick talked about, them soft leather reclining chairs. Of the 3 movies that I went to, 2 of the 3, I dozed off for about at least 5 minutes. Now, I don't know about you guys. I can't go see a 10 o'clock movie like I used to.
Right.
It's definitely got to be, it's really got to be a 4 o'clock, not even a 7 o'clock. I got to do 4. I still will kind of low-key fall asleep in there. That's number 1. Number 2, man, these movie theaters, I love them to death. It's like $7,000 to go see a movie.
Yeah.
So if I want to bring some, I can't. It just does not make financial sense. Now, some people just text in and says, well, gee, what about the actors? And I think the actors are cool with it. All they care about is their money.
Yeah, as long as they're getting paid, and Netflix is handing out.
Now, Ben in Mercer Island says the popcorn always tastes better.
That's true.
Ben, true. No question. Your movie popcorn different.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got, bro?
I finally got to experience the chocolate popcorn at the Cinerama. Oh, mama.
Wait, y'all. Wait. My wife, right now, on my counter, there is some Reese
popcorn.
Peanut butter popcorn.
Whew. Never heard of that before. That sounds so good. Woo!
Yo, you want to change your life? Go right now and go get it.
I like to throw my Bunch of Crunch in my popcorn.
Nick, it's different. The Reese peanut butter cup. My!
That might beat the Chex Mix.
Hey, last night I sat there, grabbed a handful. Why your boy grabbed like 4 handfuls?
You ain't grabbing 1 handful of popcorn. All right, let's do a little holiday rapid fire here for Agree to Disagree. All right, G, would you rather get a gift card to a restaurant or a home-cooked dish from friend or family? Like a meal, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of y'all can't cook. So give me the restaurant.
Okay. I think I'm kind of in that same thing, too. I don't know. Some people might be able to cook. Here's a big one for me. Chocolate chip cookie or sugar cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Yeah, got to go chocolate chip, right? Are you watching football or basketball on Christmas? How weird is that? This didn't used to be a conversation. I mean, basketball used to be Christmas Day was basketball's day.
That's where the NBA has messed up. Hey, NBA, you want to know what you can do? Start the NBA season on Christmas Day. Quit trying to start in end of October. Start it on Christmas Day. Now you have the urgency. And then once you start on Christmas Day, start the NBA Cup right then.
Oh, start the season with the cup.
Is it just me or is the NBA season really long? It's so long.
It starts
it's like 8 or 9 months.
Who is thinking about NBA basketball right now? And by the way, we're talking about this in Seattle, so we better move on. Nobody's talking about that. We're watching football right now. What else you got?
Okay. Do socks make a good holiday gift?
No.
No? See, I'm the opposite. I'm actually I showed my wife the socks that I like to wear because I got a bunch of holes in my socks, and I bike to work more often than not nowadays. So I'm like actually going through what the socks are. Socks. I'm like, hey, I'm all for it. What's one of those types of gifts that it kind of you struggle with, like the ones that you open up and you're just like, ah.
Well, my wife gets me drawers every year. And the thing is, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
They hold up.
It's practical. It
they
works.
Hold up. Because you know what I'm saying? And by the way, as soon as I get a little hole in there, I rip them.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. I'm not. But I get cheap underwear too, though. A lot of folks, they getting all the fancy. I know you guys think G do the fancy stuff. I'm doing cheap. Hey, coming up next, your text message feedback, and then we'll have the good old words to live by. Hey, by the way, y'all know Ursula ain't here. I need the words to live by, please. Send it in. Gee and Ursula.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. Championship football. It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
The holiday season is packed with events and celebrations, many of them including alcohol. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation, arrested for DUI, your first call needs to be to DUI Heroes. DUI Heroes is a DUI defense specialist. All they do is DUI. They handle cases all over Washington State. Jonathan and his team, they don't just defend cases, they defend you. Call DUI Heroes today or get them up at DUIHeroes.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Storm damage can hit your home hard. Your roof, siding, windows, and even your deck. That's why we're here 24/7 to respond when you need us most. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. From emergency repairs to complete replacements, State Roofing and Exteriors has the team, the skills, and the experience to protect your home after the storm. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
This is the Gee Ursula Show. I got to tell you, I actually worked today, and you know what? This show went by in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, this show went really fast. Hey, before I get to the text messages, I got to talk about this. Have you guys heard about the Oscars? Check this out. The Oscars will now move to YouTube in 2029, departing the Film Awards' longtime home at ABC. What do you all think about that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
like,
to me.
Look, I mean, I understand. I get it. I know the world, but it goes to show you, like we're
whoa.
here.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like, I mean, we got Netflix buying Warner Brothers. We got YouTube doing
Look, I'd say technology's kind of my thing and all that, but why does that seem like it's kind of scary?
Something seems off about that. Something ain't right about that.
Like, here's how I feel. I feel like, and by the way,
I don't watch the Oscars.
I was going to say that. I don't even watch the Oscars. I don't. But I thought of the last things that'll be heading to YouTube and streaming or anything like that would be the Oscars.
Right, as we're talking about movie theaters and streaming and all that stuff too, right?
Nick, how you feel about that, man?
Hey, you know what? Streaming is just the future, man. I just feel like that's what you got to do. The theater, just not leaning towards the theater anymore, you know?
Yeah. All right. What did you realize was a lie when you got older? Jeff in Bonnie Lake said, move away from family and get your job. It's no big deal. That's a lie. Brian in Marysville says, the older I get, the more I realize the government works for the people. Was a lie.
There's a lot of good takes on that. That was a good question. You got the texters going, I think, with that one here. Hey, we're talking about plastic straws and Charlie Harger's war against them. 206 says, I'm against Charlie. I'm 72 years old and grew up with paper straws. The challenge was to try and make the straw last through the entire drink.
Tamara in Tacoma says, why even use straws? Don't you know they give you horrible mouth wrinkles?
206 says,
wait, I thought how smoking cigarettes did.
There's probably a lot of things that give you the horrible mouth wrinkles, right? 206, this is a good point in this conversation. My kiddo has a motor tic disorder that makes drinking from a cup difficult. A straw reduces his anxiety and self-consciousness. Some people literally need a straw, and they need a straw that, will last the whole drink.
Yeah. Is cash a good gift? Our friend Lori from North Bend says, hey, times are tough. Give me that cash.
210 says, cash is okay. We've got family with babies and toddlers and needs for a lot of things. Cash allows them to get the things they really need, but might not be in the budget.
Yep, good call. Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA, of course, once again, teasing Vegas and Seattle, teasing the Sonic fans, talking about, okay, we're going to look into it in 2026. Doug in Mount Vernon says, death, taxes, and NBA expansion. 2 out of the 3 are inevitable.
Mark in Nisqually says, didn't we build a big, beautiful stadium here to make the NBA like us?
Mark, that's good. 206 says, how about Adam Silver fix his house before he talks about moving?
Hearing about the NBA in Europe while we're hearing as ratings are down and people are not happy with the NBA was crazy.
All right, let's go words to live by. Now, your boy had nothing ready for that, but my good friend Nikki, who listens all the time, and her husband Imani, shout out to Imani. Nikki says, it's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. Mother Teresa. That was pretty good, Nikki. Thank you for that. Nick!
Do you fear a failure more than hope to find the win, with more worry of a step back versus power to begin? Well, just take some inspiration from our pigskin kicker guy, who was perfect all around without a doubt seen in his eyes.
Don't you worry about a thing.
And he may have certain skills with kicking many yards away, but I know he'll need some help from Paul with gift giving on display. I'm sure he doesn't know about that secret airline gift card trick you got over there, so more power to you, man.
Yeah. I gotta tell y'all, out of everything that we talked about today, the thing that I'm the most stumped on, that we probably could have talked about for 30 minutes today, the Oscars going to YouTube in 2029?
Yeah, weird.
That is so weird to me. I mean, I get it, but I just never thought that would be it. So, with all of the mergers happening and everything, we talked about theaters going away, where's regular TV gonna be?
And for that matter, what's gonna happen to the classic TV ratings? Are those gonna become obsolete? Because everything's streaming now. How do we measure that?
And everyone talks about ratings.
Yeah, we know about that here.
Yeah.
Paul, my man, appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course, happy to be here.
Nick, appreciate you, man.
You too, brother.
Hey, man, the Jake and Spike show is coming in next. Ursula will be here tomorrow. We'll have some fun. And by the way, between me and you, I can't wait for Ursula to get back. It was a lot of hard work today, y'all. Hey, not used to this kind of day. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Don't you worry about a thing.
Our country is held together by small businesses. That's a fact. It's also a fact that 9 out of 10 of those small businesses will fail. Why? Because it's hard. Really hard to build a profitable business from the ground up today. Pure Talk knows that. They started as a small American wireless company determined to keep their customer service in this country. It worked. And today, Pure Talk is determined to help other small businesses prosper by offering them the same white glove service the big guys get. Same service, same 5G network at a truly affordable price. Pure Talk is focused on businesses that employ welders and roofers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, the people who keep the lights on. If that sounds like your business, give Pure Talk Business a try and see just how much you could save. Dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who understands the power of small business. Pure Talk.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, to just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like,
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. This holiday, treat yourself to the best present of all, a hot tub from Olympic. Through Christmas Eve, our Santa Loves a Smart Top event will save you up to $4,800 on your new tub and include an amazing smart top for free. This awesome hardcover handles Northwest weather, locks in heat, and looks fantastic. Santa loves a smart top, and so will you. It's the perfect gift to put under the tree. Details at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and the results can last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. Using your own natural hair, Advanced Hair can restore your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning. All backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in-store.
Our country is held together by small businesses. That's a fact. It's also a fact that 9 out of 10 of those small businesses will fail. Why? Because it's hard, really, really hard to build a profitable business from the ground up today. Pure Talk knows that. They started as a small American wireless company determined to keep their customer service in this country. It worked. And today, Pure Talk is determined to help other small businesses prosper by offering them the same white glove service the big guys get. Same service, same 5G network at a truly affordable price. Pure Talk is focused on businesses that employ welders and roofers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, the people who keep the lights on. If that sounds like your business, give Pure Talk Business a try and see just how much you could save. Dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who understands the power